Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and today's podcast is all about my whips, progress, what we got going on, and we have so much going on, so don't miss this episode. Hey there, welcome to this week's episode of Kimberly and Knit for Brains on my podcast. Oh my gosh, you all blew up my channel last week. Amazing, incredible. I had no idea, boom, that this granny square yarn was going to go bananas, but it did. It was insane and crazy because we're talking about this Red Heart Granny Square yarn where if you follow the instructions, remember that thought, if you follow the instructions exactly, you should get a granny square. No color switching, just keep on stitching. That's what the instructions say, people. I followed it to the letter. The instructions on the inside of the package, I followed to the letter. A lot of y'all came back and said, change the hook size, change your gauge, change the pattern. I know, I get it, but that's not what it says to do in here. I followed this to the letter. Anyways, I am not a quitter, friends. You guys went bananas. You made my channel just blow up, and I am so thankful for that. It was so much fun to go through all the dialogue and the comments. It was an absolute blast. A little intimidating because I told my husband I respond to like every comment, and there was a lot, but I did my very best. Anyways, I'm not a quitter. I'm going to keep working with this yarn. I said I was going to return it, but you know what? I'm not. So I'm just not going to do what it says to do in here. I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm just going to go off-roading with this yarn. That's what I'm doing. I'm off-roading with this yarn. So I was looking, because as much as I was doing stuff on my channel about this yarn, a lot of other people were doing it as well. One of them that I saw online was called The Lively Blanket, and it's by Susan Kennedy. She's got a channel called The Pretty Peaceful. And as it turns out, she has a book called Crochet Southwest Spirit, which I already had. So I was like, this is perfect. This is kismet. I've been wanting to do some of her patterns, so I thought, this is great. So I'm keeping the yarn. And I started making this one, the Lively Blanket. Now she used 2 skeins for this pattern right here. I have 5 skeins, but they're all different colors. So I'm just doing it because I'm not a quitter. So I started this pattern here, and it's cool. I love it. Works up super fast because you're using a size L hook, which in our terms is a size 8. So, or size US 11, which is an 8 millimeter. So it's this guy. It's pretty big. So it works up really fast. I'm liking it. I might end up making it like a picnic blanket or just a blanket to have around the house or whatever it is. I don't know which color I'm going to add in next. I'll keep you posted. You might go, ew, those colors don't go together. But again, I'm not going back to buy more yarn. Going back to the store was just kind of also like hard work because the Joann's isn't close to me. And I thought, I'll just keep it. I'll try. So I'm trying. Yeah. So I don't know which color I'm going to add on to this, but I'm digging it. I like it. So, and I have only like this much left, and this took me like two nights of TV watching. It's the V-stitch, super simple, but you can check out her channel. I posted the link here, and she gives you this pattern for free. So check it out. The other one I'm going to be doing is the other pattern that she made, which is the Dream Valley blanket, and this one calls for 3 to 4 skeins of the granny heart all in one. So I have 5 skeins, so I'm going to do 2 skeins with the Lively blanket, this one here, and then I'll do the remaining 3 skeins and make this guy. See? Lemons, lemonade, people. That's how I live my life. Taking lemons, working them into lemonades. It didn't work for me for the purpose that this yarn was intended. It didn't work, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work for something else. So that was my update on that one. Stay tuned. I'll show you the finished product of this guy when it's all done with whatever yarn I'm going to be tossing into that. And then as we go along. But I just wanted to give you an update because you all were so generous and coming in with all kinds of great suggestions. And I love the suggestions. I appreciate them. And to be honest with you, most of them I tried. I did. I already went down in the hook size. I tried the different gauge. I did all of it. So thank you for your comments. I love them. Please keep them coming with all the videos that I do. But I'm going to do something else with this yarn. So for right now, this is going over here, over there. And I'm working on this guy. So there you go. All right. Next up, what did we do? I am on such a roll right now. I can't even tell you. I'm going to save the best for a moment, but I wanted to show you. See, I'll remember this was one of my goals, was to do this Learn to Knit kit that I got from Pearl Soho. Now, I know income is limited for all of us, me included, right? I work hard to make money to buy these things. And I know this kit's a little bit on the pricey side. I got it from Pearl Soho. The reason I went with them was because I think it was Forbes and Newsweek said it was a great learning channel. And I like that everything was included in the kit. I showed you what was in the kit. You get the needle, the hooks, you get the needles that you need. You get a darning needle, a tapestry needle, and you get this really nice book, right? Now, for those of you that just joined my channel, I had said before, I do knit. I do know how to knit. I'm a self-taught knitter, self-taught crocheter. But because I was self-taught, I'm like, you know what? Maybe some of the things I do is sloppy. Maybe I don't do it correct. Maybe I don't know all the really good basic techniques, which is why I wanted to, check out this kit. Now, I know it's a little pricey. Some people are like, I can't afford it. I totally get it. I got it over the holidays, so it was on sale. Also, I was a new customer, so I ended up getting like 20% off. So I think the kit ended up costing me like $40, but that included the needles, the tapestry, hook, the instruction booklet, which is very thorough, by the way. This is something that's going to stay in my arsenal because it's just got super basic stuff, like how to cast on, how to make knit stitches. I'll tell you the things that I learned. I learned 3 things in making this scarf, which for me, that's like the price of admission right there. Teaches you how to make the purl stitches, how to make the knit stitches, how to make the seed stitch, which was something I had never learned before. I didn't even know what it was, and I love the seed stitch. It's so much fun. Taught me how to, binding off, I did know, let's be honest. I didn't know how to properly weave in ends, right? How many, actually, come on, let's be honest. How many of us have knots in our work, in our knitting or our crocheting? How many knot it together? Really? I mean, come on, we do. I've done. But this taught me how to weave in my ends seamlessly. And I was like, this is cool. I also learned, that was one thing I learned. I also learned the long tail cast, which I have always struggled with. Never, ever could figure it out. This made it very, very simple to understand. And then the other thing I learned was the seed stitch. Isn't that pretty? I love this stitch. So in this booklet, I could have done the seed stitch, the rib stitch, or just the plain like knit stitch. I know how to do the other 2. I didn't really know what the seed stitch was about, and I wanted to give it a try. Now, the yarn that they give you in this kit is a super soft merino, 100% merino wool. So it's a nice quality yarn that you get. And then, of course, you get to choose the colors. Right? I bought this by myself. I was not paid. They didn't send this to me. But I thought I really want to have a nice scarf. I loved it so much that when I started it, I thought, I knew what I was doing. And I thought, I really wish that I'd made this wider so I could make it a cowl because I knew I'm just going to love it. I made it the dimensions that it asked for because I'm a rule follower. I follow instructions. But I do love it. But then at the end, what I did, I just sewed the ends together and I made it into a cowl. And it's so soft. It's so warm. And I'm so proud of this. I'm really, really, really proud of this. And I know you're like, whatever. This is knit and it's using good quality and I learned it the right way. So I'm very proud of myself. I learned how to do the long tail cast on. I learned how to weave in the ends properly because there's no knots in knitting. And technically there probably shouldn't be any knots in crochet either, but we'll get to that one. And I learned the seed stitch, which I had never done before. So I was very happy with this. And my hubby and I are taking a trip to Scotland and Ireland in the summer, and some days it might be cold. It's not like Southern California summers. It can be kind of chilly. So I'm thinking that this might actually be a really nice accessory piece. But I just took the scarf and then I just wove the ends together and then I made it into my own little cowl round scarf. I love it. So this was my first project in 2024 that was on my goal list. Done and dusted, people. Done and dusted. Very excited. And I get these really cool needles, which are mine to keep. So we're putting them over here in my needle kit pile. This container is probably going to go in the recycling bin, but I was really happy. Pearl Soho Learn to Knit Kit. You know, you can go out to Michael's, you can do your own thing as well, but I'm just saying, if you buy the yarn and you buy the hooks or the needles, let's call them needles because we're learning how to knit, and a book, it's not going to, you know, and all that, it's not going to cost you maybe the same. Maybe you can get it. But for a really nice, soft merino wool, I was okay to spend like, you know, the $40. Just saying. Okay, you ready? Finally, she is all but done. And I'm bringing it to you because I only have to do the second side with the fringe. I'm like, y'all are going to see this later. But she's done. This, if you just joined my channel, this has been a little bit of a labor of love. This was a pattern that I made myself. It's called, I call it Starry Night. And what I did was I was experimenting with a pooling yarn. Now, an assigned pooling yarn means that it's very specific. It's not just a variegated yarn, but it's very specific so that as you crochet it and or knit, that you're going to develop a pattern in the yarn, as opposed to just like a variegated where the color just kind of marbles through, which is great. I have a lot of variegated, but I really wanted to try the assigned pooling. Now, this yarn was originally designed, there was a shawl that this yarn was designed for, and it was a knit pattern, and then when you came across the yellow, you would do this star pattern, and it was like a yarn over, and then you went back over it, and it was fine. But I didn't like it because it left holes in the fabric. And I was like, that to me, right, my opinion, it looked like sloppy, like it had holes in it that weren't supposed to be there. That's how it looked to me. And I didn't want to spend all that time and money, because this yarn wasn't cheap, on something that was going to have holes in it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and crochet it. And all I did was single crochets. And then when I came across the yellow, I would just do a bobble stitch. And these bobble stitches were anywhere between, they're about 15 to 16 yarn overs. So they were pretty big. And then I was going to, like, you know, pop the yarns back and forth through because it's two-sided. But I said, you know what? I'm just going to let it go organic. So as I crossed, you know, the bobble would end up on that side of the yarn, or that side of the project rather. And I figure when I'm all done, if I need to pop a bobble through here and there to make it look even, I will do that. So I started this project. For those of you that didn't follow along, that weren't here and weren't friends before then, but we are friends now. I started this project. My husband and I went on a big 7-week trip. We took a cruise from Los Angeles all the way to Sydney, Australia. And then we spent 3 weeks in Australia. And I had a lot of projects that were on the go. And if you look back at my podcasts, you'll see the projects that I was doing. But that's where this one started. And then when I got back, I had crocheted 3 Afghans for 3 different people for the holidays. So those were on deadlines. I had to basically put the kibosh and everything else, all my other whips, and finish those, which I did. I picked this up again on December 26th. Like, I couldn't get any closer to the end of the year. And I bought 2 more skeins of the, it's called Starry Night. It is a sock weight, so it's tiny, right? I bought 2 more skeins of it to finish this off. One of the skeins I used to make it just longer and bigger across the shoulders. And then the last skein, I decided to do tassels and weave in the ends. Well, actually not weave in the ends. I decided to do tassels. So I have the tassels all along the backside. I'm in love. I am in love with this. So the only thing I have to do is to finish off the tassels here on this side, which is just another night of TV. But I didn't want to wait another week and not show you that she was done. She is done. She is magnificent. I absolutely love her. What I love is that people will walk up to me and say, oh my gosh, that looks like the painting Starry Night. And I'm like, yes, as a matter of fact, it is. That's what I'm calling this shawl. That's the name of the yarn, and I absolutely love it. If you're interested, I'll include a link below. Purple Lamb Fibers is an independent dyer out of Texas, Austin, maybe, and she makes this yarn absolutely gorgeous. She has a whole series of yarns that are inspired by famous paintings, and she even has a Yarn of the Month club. Now, I know if we're talking cost, you know, independent dyers, independent yarns, artisan yarns, and things like that. I'm grabbing some of the things I have. They can be pricey. I absolutely get it, right? So, you know, if you can't, that's fine. But even one skein or two. These skeins are about $28 a skein. Now, this one here is called Monet's Water Lilies, right? I mean, you just can see it. I liked the sparkly because to me it looks like stars. This is sparkling merino sock. Now, it says it's sock weight, but because there is this, what they call Lysol in it, or Lurex, actually, this one has Lurex in it, it's not stretchy, so you couldn't use it for socks, even though it's a sock weight yarn. It's great for shawls or cowls or whatever. And she was having a sale, like a Black Friday sale. And so I got that. And then I also got this one here, which is called Peacock, which looks like peacock. Eesh. Love it, love it, love it. So beautiful, beautiful yarn. I'm going to show her. She was very interested to see this shawl crochet because nobody was crocheting it. They were only knitting it. And you know what? We can stand in the crochet, we as crocheters can stand in the knitting circle and be proud. We can stand and be proud and say, we did this, right? We're just as good as the knitters, because sometimes knitters are like, yeah, you know, crocheters. I do both. I love them both. I think I might still love crochet a little bit more than knitting, but this year I'm really dedicating to dig my heels in and do more with my knitting. But I am absolutely in love with my Starry Night shawl. Isn't she just beautiful? And I love the fringe. I might have to, you know, I'll probably trim the edges a little bit. I was going to twist them. Actually, I did a tutorial on a really great, fun, fast way to twist your tassels for blankets and things like that, right? And I started doing that with this one, but after looking at it, I was like, no, this is not a twist project. This is definitely a tassel project. So I left it as a tassel. But this week's tutorial is all about the great fast way that I learned how to do tassels from my girl Tony Lipsy over at TLC Yarn Crafts. So stay tuned for that tutorial this week on how to make tassels. So simple and so much fun and fast. So if you're going to add tassels to like blankets, afghans, things like that, you definitely want to be checking out the tutorial for that week, for this week. So she's done, y'all. She's beautiful. I mean, I think she's beautiful. I love her. I love her very much. And I'm wear her. Along with my red scarf, I'm wearing her. Okay. All right. So moving on. And lastly, my dear, dear friend, Shannon, over at the Spoony Stitcher, has been raving about this company called Ophire, Ophire, O-P-H-I-R-E. I hope I didn't say it wrong, Ophire. And they're an Etsy store, and they make handcrafted crochet hooks and yarn bowls and different things like that. And they were having what they call an oops sale. And so I thought, well, all right, I'll give them a try. And these hooks are supposed to be very much like the Furls hooks, which she also raved about. So I got this box in the mail, and I figured, let's just open it right now. The anticipation, right, of opening the box. It did take a little while for it to arrive. I placed the order kind of like, well, I placed it on December 22nd. So forget what I just said, because, you know, with holidays and it's a small company, that's silly. Kimberly, stop that, whatever. All right, so, you know, packed nicely. Gonna give this look a little bit of a look-see. All right, so what they had, oh, wow. Fancy. Okay, so I ordered some crochet hooks from them, and they're about $12.99 a hook. So that's not bad. So this little container is like a wooden dowel with this super fun little, like, I don't know, what is that? Oops, oops, oops. It's like a cork hook. That's nice. With, wow. Okay. I gotta figure out which one this is now. It's a crochet hook in, it's a Beetlejuice. It's Beetlejuice crochet hook. That's kind of fun. You know, the movie Beetlejuice. So these are hand carved, and it says Ophire, and then it has it's a little hard to read, but it is engraved. It's a 9.0. It's a 9.0 millimeter. So it's an M size. Now, it was $7.99. That's not bad. That's not a bad price. I like that this is nice and sharp, so it's not going to split my yarn. And it's got a really nice inset inside here, the hook, or I call it the mouth, whatever you want. And it's got a really nice angle here. So what that tells me is that as I'm working this, my yarn, especially if I'm working with a big yarn that's going to be a size, that's going to work with a size M, there's enough room in here for that yarn to catch in, so I'm not going to split the yarn. And I'm going to be able to get the whole entire strand. That's nice. It has a really nice feel to it. Really nice feel. It's got some little grooves. It doesn't have like a thumb spot, but I'm okay with that. That's all right. But that's cute. So $7.99, that's not a bad price for a hook. And it does come in this really handy, it's plastic. It's almost like a PVC plastic, but then they have a little wooden end at the back. And then they have a nice little cork that sits inside like that. So that's all right. And I got 3. Now, what else did I get? Oh, okay. I also ended up getting this was an oops. So the Beetlejuice, I'm going to show you that one again. That was an oops, which means that it was on sale. And the only thing about the oops is the color, apparently. So maybe they're saying it's kind of a little bit smaller on this side than it is on that side. But honestly, as long as this stuff is working for me, I don't care. I don't really care what it looks like. I really don't. So this was an oops, which is why it was $7.99. All right, cool, even better. So you can check them out, and I always, if you don't know me already from my channel, because some of you are new, so let me just reintroduce myself. Hi, my name is Kimberly, Knit for Brains, and I shop clearance. I shop clearance bins at any store I go to, and I don't mind the oops hooks, because if I can get a good deal on them and try it out, why wouldn't I? I'm not a yarn snob. I'm not a yarn snob, people. I buy yarn when it's on clearance, when it's on big time sale. That's when I buy yarn, okay? Or if I can't want past a skein of yarn, I just only buy like one, something like that. I got this one because it's my birthstone. I'm a sapphire. I'm a September baby, and this one was a September. So this one's a little bit more. This was $16.99, but this is a size 6 millimeter J. And I can read this a lot better, just FYI, when it's on the darker background because it's imprinted in the white. Like that. See, can you guys see that? I like that. So it's good. I'm going to give these guys a try. Now, I've heard that these are a little bit better than furls. I have a lot of furls. I haven't used them a lot because I just always go back to my just tried and trues, which are the Tulip Itamo hooks. These guys, they're just my tried and trues. Love them. Just love them. I did a video on these as well. So if you're new and you haven't seen them, you should check out this video. Tulip into my review. And that crochet hook set was I think it was like $60 for the whole set. So that was pretty good. But I'm always willing to try out new things. So we're trying out new things. Oh, now, all right. I'm going to just put this out there right now. I had a couple Barbies when I was a kid. I was not a Barbie fanatic. My husband suggested we go see the Barbie movie. We went to see the Barbie movie. I loved it. I'm not a huge pink girl, but lately I've been drawn to pink. You might have seen my Luca Knitting Needles review. and they're in pink, and I love them. I just thought, I don't have enough pink in my life. I just felt I needed some more pink. This is the Ophire Barbie limited edition hook, and this is a 4mm. This is a weight of G, or a size G, and this one was also $17. So they're a little bit pricey, but you gotta understand they're handmade. They're from Etsy, so I know the person that made it. They're not mass produced. I have lots of mass produced hooks and needles and things like that, and I have no problem with them. But occasionally I might want to, support a small business and just kind of give it a look-see. The packaging on this is really nice. So she packs the tip, because that can be a little fragile. If that gets knocked around, that might break. So she packed it really nice, put the little dibbly dauber inside there like that. And then the last one I got, pop this out, was also the Barbie limited edition. And this one is the 5. It's an H hook, and a 4.5, anywhere from a 4 to a 5, 5.5. Those are pretty standard sizes. And I never really seem to have enough, probably because I've used it somewhere and put it down and then I can't find it. I like to say I'm organized. Usually I am, but not always. And so I got this one as well. So these were not the oops. The 2 oops that I got were the Beetlejuice, and I got a little thing inside that's also an oops. Now, I want you guys to stay tuned to the end of this. Don't forget to stay tuned to the end, because I might be doing a giveaway. I might. Who knows? So stay tuned. I know. You don't know yet, but stay tuned. The other thing that I got, which actually did appeal to me, that I hadn't seen really before, was a travel pouch for crochet hooks. And I thought, well, let's get this. And it's nice. It's leather. That's nice. A travel pouch was something I was like, oh, I haven't really seen one of those before. So I'm putting my Barbie hook in my little purple travel hook. Okay, that's nice. And I could probably fit, I would say 2 or 3 in here. Maybe 2, probably 2, comfortably. But that's nice. Yeah, I'll put my Barbie hooks in here, because then at least I'll know where they are. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. And then it just snaps down. Done. So I got that. Now, this was an oops. And I think this is why I actually started looking at them. Yarn bowl. Comment below, how many of you have a yarn bowl? Or do you just use like a colander? I've tried the colander idea, but then my colander ends up flying across the room because the yarn starts going, and it's just like, So, I wanted to treat myself. I had a little bit of Christmas money coming and thought, I'm going to try a yarn bowl. I actually do have one that I really like. Ooh. That's pretty. Oh, I should show you. This is pretty. It's made out of, I believe it's lucite. And the color is wisteria. Isn't that pretty? So the yarn comes through there, or it can come through there. So you can do 2 strands if you want, or just the one. Nice. It's very solid. Very solid. This is very pretty. It's an oops, which means it was like half the price. And I don't know why it was an oops. There's a little ding right there. And the name is a little bit offset. But I would hardly think that's worthy of an oops. I don't know. I don't know why this was an oops. But it is very, very pretty. It kind of feels like, like a stone, right? Like an amethyst, like some kind of a magic. Ooh, I put my yarn in here. And then, where they say like you cast spells and you start weaving and you have needles like witches. Have you heard that expression? And then, voila, something beautiful comes out of it. I think it was like knitting is like witchery or something like that. I'll have to find it and I'll show you, because otherwise you're like, what the heck is she talking about? But this is very pretty. It's really pretty. And the hole is nice and big, so if you have a thicker yarn, it can go in there. This is lovely. This is very, very lovely. So this was $21.99. $21.99. But if you if you buy a yarn bowl, and you see them on Amazon even, they're like $30, $40. They're not cheap. So I thought that was a pretty good deal for that. Getting rid of the trash here. So I thought I wanted to give them a try and send some love to my friend Shannon because I think she's like an affiliate with them or something like that. So I'll include the link below for this company. This is Ophire, and it's nice. It's pretty. I'm definitely gonna try out the hooks. They're pink. They're pink. Why not? We'll give it a try. And this travel case. This is nice. And then my Beetlejuice and my sapphire hooks. The sapphire is very pretty. It does look a lot like furls, but the furls hooks, I've had some issues where the tips, they arrived and the tips were broken. That was not good. So I like their wood hooks. I'm not sure yet about their like resin. And then this was the Beetlejuice one that I got. So that's good. I like that. That's cute, right? That's kind of cute. I can deal with that. I can hang with that, as my son would tell me. All right. So that's all the fun stuff for this week. The projects that I've done, right? That I finished. And by the way, I asked you all last week, like, how many whips do you have? And I think at that point, I had 2 whips going. And somebody said, wow, you're way ahead of me. I've got so many whips. And that just opened me up. That gave me so much more freedom. I'm like, you mean I can have more than 2 whips going? Oh my goodness. So thank you for giving me the liberty, the freedom to say, yes, I can have more than 2 whips. So now I'm finishing up the granny blanket, and I'm starting a knitting project and another crochet project, and I'm finishing up another knit project. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 whips going on at the same time. And I'm not really including Starry Night because I'm going to have that one done. That's just a fringe thing. That's easy. But I was like, whoa, that's cool. I got 5 whips going on. So hallelujah. And it's only January. And I finished 2 of the projects that I had set up for January, done, dusted, in the box. All right. Lastly, did you stay tuned? Are you still with me? I have a giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway because you guys were so amazing last week. You blew up my my feed, my YouTube feed, which was great. And I got a ton more subscribers this week. So I'm so excited. And I want to welcome all of you to my channel and keep telling other people about us. And so I am going to give away this set of crochet hooks. This set here. This set was sent to me by our friends at Des Suen. They have some really beautiful crochet hooks. I did some videos. I'm going to actually include my review of these hooks here below, so you can go ahead and take a look and see what they did. They have these crochet hooks, and they also, I did a little amigurumi, the little dinosaur amigurumi. That also came from Des Suen. So I have this hook set. Haven't been used, still in the case, and I'm going to give it away. So comment below anything about any project I was doing today. Did you like the Starry Night? What do you think about the granny squares? Anything you want. I'm going to do a random drawing, and I'm going to give one lucky winner, one lucky commenter. I'm going to send you this set of crochet hooks. So next week, I'll announce the winner of this set of crochet hooks from our friends at Des Suen. Just my way of saying thank you for subscribing. Welcome to my channel. Tell all your friends about us. We're having so much fun here. And wow, the discussions are like, boom. It's just like, it's so much fun. So tell your friends about us. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you get all the notifications. I'm doing more tutorials, more reviews, more podcasts. Tutorials and podcasts come out every single week. And then the reviews come as products come in or I find stuff. I buy them with my own money and then I share it with you. So before you spend your hard-earned money, you can take a look at what I spent with my hard-earned money. And if there's something you're like, hey, have you thought about this? Have you checked this product out? Comment below, let me know. And if I haven't checked it out, maybe I'll go ahead and do so. Thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and as always, I'll see you soon.